Do you love my palette? I know you do. I get questions about this thing all the time, and I should. I have paint on me now, great. Because it's a beautiful watercolor palette. Well, I have a second one here for you. Today I am talking to you guys about my palettes, how I add the paint, what colors I use, what paints I use, why I put them in certain sections, because yes, there is a rhyme and reason to this seemingly chaotic situation. I've not created these palettes. Mrs. Liang has created these palettes. You can find the link right here if you want to get one. 10% off any of these babies. So I'm so excited to show this now, and then we're going to paint something, a little extra something after we discuss everything palette. And she gifted this one to me. So grateful. Thank you, Mrs. Liang. Without further ado, let's get to the technical details. Just kidding. You know that I'm not technical in how I paint, but let's get to the details. Doing my palettes in this way is the setup that makes the most sense to me. So for me, the biggest thing is, there's two things actually. The first biggest thing is making sure that I have enough space where I can mix my colors, where colors can kind of stay in their section and sort of meld and mix together. And I can move my brush around a lot. I don't like having a tiny little mixing space. I think it gives me anxiety. So the other thing is to make sure to have a palette that you can guarantee that your colors stay vibrant for the most part. So this is why I set it up like this. Here's the big reason. The first thing is that if you mix together the three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, you will get a muddy effect. So hence, if you mix together two colors that happen to all together contain the three primaries, you get a muddy effect. I have realized that separating these colors into sections like this lessens the likelihood that the muddy colors will happen. For example, the reds, oranges, and yellows, it's okay if those mix together, they're going to stay vibrant. Those warmer colors tend to be pretty good to mix together. The greens, blues, and purples, also great to mix together. Oftentimes, not always, but sometimes when you mix the warm colors with the cool colors, you can get some mud because you can get those three primaries present. That's why I set it up how I do. This palette, friends, is also so incredibly beautiful, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to be able to get the palette from Mrs. Liang, and she's given that beautiful 10% off discount. So if you're wanting to splurge a little, this is a high quality item, absolutely gorgeous handmade ceramic palettes. This one here she gifted to me, was so kind to do that. And I wanted to show you just how beautiful and artistic this looks. You have a space where you can mix your colors together and get those beautiful mixes, but then also you have a lot of space to move around on your palette and not feel restricted. This is the biggest piece of why I love her palettes. I have the rectangular one and this round one. Absolutely best things I have on my desk that just make painting not only more enjoyable, but more accessible and easy. So after this, we're going to be painting with this palette and just putting together those beautiful colors and showing you exactly how I enjoy to pick up the paint with that paintbrush, friends. So let's get to it. I also wanted to show you real quick that final piece. It looks so beautiful. You could even hang it up on the wall, friends. So again, check the link in the description or in comments. Here is the reference that I'm using today. I just absolutely love the beautiful florals and those bright reds and yellows and oranges. So you can use whatever colors you want, of course. Let's use our number 12 round. And of course, we're going to just tap and get that water on our palette. And friends, this palette is just so much fun to use. It's not too big, not too small. It's beautiful, holds all the colors exactly where you need them to be. Let's grab some red. So swirling my brush. This is gonna be a pretty quick painting, I would say. And I'm just swooping in from the outside in. And we're just going to do some really quick strokes, okay? We want to make it simple. We don't want to take all day to do the things we want to do. Some yellow. And you can make it roundy like that, or you can let those petals sit out there like that. Sit out there. Great instructions. Yes. Okay. So just putting these down here. And leaving a little center for that one. I've got this beautiful orangey red. So we'll put that in, kind of a flatter one here. Just kind of hanging out. A little center in the middle there. I like that color. Let's do another one that touches this one. And it's so nice when the colors spread together. You're just getting those mixes, those blends. Let's do a side facing. Where shall I put her? Right here. Intentionally letting those touch. And then I do love that pinky. I mean, it's really kind of a pinkish red. That's pretty. Let's add in a side facing one here. So just think about putting those colors down, just kind of breathing too, because maybe you had a stressful day. Maybe you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and there's a lot of anxiety about whatever's going on in your life. So this is a place to just chill, take space. Let's make a really easy glass vase. Just breathe. Just remind yourself it's just you and the watercolors with my voice in your head. So I'm rounding that out, bringing it back up. The easiest vase ever. Then just do some really quick rounded strokes. Okay? We're not spending a lot of time on this. This is supposed to be peaceful, relaxing for you. I want to add in my stems now, so whatever green you want. I've got some olive green, that's pretty. And just make your stems a little wonky. Allow them just to curve and be natural. And I'm going to put them inside the vase now, too. So just holding this really lightly, quick flick marks. And we don't have to place them exactly perfectly, but just placing them there. Just getting them on the paper. And then today I'm going to do a simple middle, just grabbing some of this green and just touching in the middle, letting it spread out if it has a middle. And stay tuned, because I am reminding you that I'm using the Mei Liang Paul Rubens paints, and next week we're going to have a giveaway. So if you want to win those paints, you got to stay tuned and listen how you can enter. But there will be a link in the description in that video of how to sign up. It's going to be fun. It's always fun to do little giveaways. So this is very simple. We could actually kind of leave it like this, or we can put in some greens. I think I want to add just a little bit of shadow at the bottom. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I always add shadow, so I'm not going to do it today. I do want to put a little center in this one, though. So I'm going to grab some more of that olive green and put that in. Sometimes simple is the way to go. Grabbing some splatter, tapping the brush in several places. And then more of that olive green is going to go down here. Just some quick little thin leaves. Gonna go in here, kind of dabbing. I want them to be just a little wonky. If you dab, you're gonna get some interesting marks, uneven marks too, which I think are very pretty. So I'm going to keep it fairly simple. I don't want to overwhelm this whole thing. I don't want to overwhelm you either. But you add as much as you would like. This is meant to be simple, easy, and to bring joy, friends. And again, don't forget to pick up your palette with a 10% discount. Link is in the description and in comments, guys. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for everything.